So I believe that you can get into global mobility through a number of routes, be that, HR, payroll, tax, immigration, destination services. So there's no real one way to get into global mobility, but I find that as soon as you find out there is such a function as global mobility, people want to know more, they want to get involved. So I would always just communicate your interest to, anyone who you work with that, you want to get involved in global mobility. They'll kind of keep an eye out for you, like, the head of HRs in my last company did, and, offer to get involved in projects and works that cross those functions and work with global mobility, because you never know when a position might become available and you've been working with that and you've built up that knowledge. So I definitely would always recommend communication.
There are a lot of opportunities within global mobility. It does mean something different to each person, to each company. So for global mobility roles that I've seen are immigration related. There's specialists and global mobility specialists that help with a large variety of the topics like immigration, tax, benefits, global relocation, like the movement of the people and their stuff. And so I see them in-house, I see them on the vendor side. So all of those functions have supporting companies. There's also relocation companies that are kind of like the project managers. So if you have like a project management background, you could also get involved. But really, I think anyone who is organized and smart definitely has an opportunity to get into global mobility if that's what interests them.
There are so many different careers within mobility. There's the in-house roles where you could just be responsible for the whole operational side. There is the tax element of it, which is more compliant based, understanding, getting more in-depth, detailed about tax issues that arise as a result of mobility. There's the whole immigration side as well, because obviously without work permits and visas, we can't actually move employees or talent across. So there's an element of that. And as mobility, regardless of which sector or which field you're working, you all have to work together, because the overall aim is to actually facilitate seamlessly a move for the employee, which is vital to the business. There are other careers as well, working within relocation companies and helping to move goods around. So there are many different careers within mobility.
Having experience in global mobility truly prepares you for different career paths. What I have experienced myself, or sometimes when I think, okay, what's next for me after global mobility, I can truly see myself moving into consultancy, partnering organization to look at their talent mobility programs, strategizing how they are going to build their succession planning around the mobility of the employees, whether they are truly mobile or virtually mobile, building that a breadth of geographical experience. The other aspect of global mobility is you partner the employee and the business on a day-to-day basis. In essence, you are doing a HR business partnering role. You take the elements from the business, you look at the business strategy, and you determine how the employee that you are going to select is going to support that strategy. So from a global mobility consultant or specialist, you can go into the direction of an HR business partnering. Other aspects would be about compensation and benefits. You know numbers, you crunch them on a daily basis. You look at tax elements, you look at the benefits that the employee gets on the home package, what they are going to get at host. How do you create that balance? How do you maintain internal equity? Why not? You can easily move to a comp and ben specialist role after being global mobility. I think sometimes we have always said that global mobility is so specialized, is so that it can make it restrictive. For me, it's just opened so many doors. You just need to tap on the right skills. You need to really sell your capabilities and really leverage on all the learnings that you have received during your journey as a global mobility specialist to create your next career path.
Well, my function, so I'm within an HR operations department. And well, my stakeholders, of course, apart from the employees and hiring managers as well. Stakeholders are talent acquisition, recruitment, and people partners as well. No, so my role is to advise on how to acquire this talent acquisition, this international talent that we want to have.
Typical, I would say there are 4 different careers in the mobility industry. There are, as a compliance perspective, either as a tax professional or immigration specialist or a lawyer. Then there is being an RMC or relocation management company and relocation agent or DSP, destination service provider. Thirdly, you could be an in-house mobility professional. And fourth, I also see from a software solution, you can also be part of the mobility industry. So there are different careers in the mobility industry that you can actually pursue.
It's very diverse, I would say. You can develop as an immigration specialist, as a tax specialist, compensation and benefits, talent recruitment, vendor management, as a global mobility business partner, as an advisor. There's a lot of diversity, and I think we will see more diversity in terms of career paths in the future with all the changes we're currently seeing in the global scenario.
I'd say there's a variety of different careers in global mobility. There's, like you can be like a tax expert or tax manager, you can be an immigration consultant, you could be a global mobility advisor, you could be a global mobility operations analyst. There's also some other roles that are operational, like myself, where I do a risk and control specialist role, also finance and business support roles. So there is a mixture and a variety of different types of roles that you can do in global mobility.
So I would say that for global mobility, it's a very interesting role because it's really not just about moving people from one location to another. There's really a lot more in-depth knowledge for us to learn in terms of tax and also immigration. So I would say that the career of a mobility specialist is really one who will be able to know a lot more about not just moving people, but also some of this knowledge of immigration and tax.
And I think one top tip would be open-mindedness. And what I mean by that is that I think that the opportunities of the future might be different than the opportunities we've seen historically. And I always feel like different doors open and sometimes you can't quite see what the opportunity is, but I'm a big believer in saying yes. So I think if you can be open-minded to opportunities as they present themselves, even if they're maybe not aligned exactly with what you're expecting, that can really create that next career jump for you.